Dzień dobry everybody, welcome back, привет, bonjour, cześć, czołem and willkommen, Genossen, Genossinnen, comrades, and of course, towarzysze, welcome back with me, Red Polscorp, here in, well, Call of Juarez, Gunslinger. And of course, howdy, everyone out there. We're going to play the life story of Silas Greaves until he began, from the point he began as a bounty hunter, and well, how about we start the story? I already tried it to make a little video, went sideways. How about we start it now? We're going to start in hard. And we're going to start in 1910, Abilene, USA. Kansas. Well, everybody, we're going to play right at the moment where the West is about to die. We're in the last days, as you see.
Don't I know you, sir?
Don't believe so. I haven't been here in many years. Name's Silas Greaves.
Silas Greaves? The bounty hunter?
Used to be.
Well, what are you doing here in Abilene?
Just passing through. Got a little business to take care of.
Well, sir, it would be an honor if you would allow me to buy you a beer.
Hell, son, it would be my honor to drink it.
I'm Molly. Howdy.
I'm Dwight. That's Jack and Steve. Ben's behind the bar. Oh, I bet you got some great stories.
A couple.
Any of them true?
Jack, be nice.
A few.
What about your shootout with Henry Plummer's gang in Bannock, Montana? Is that where you started as a bounty hunter? That's what it says in this here dime novel.
Don't believe everything you read in them dime novels, boy. First man I hunted was back when I was riding with Billy the Kid.
You knew Billy the Kid?
Damn right. That scrawny son of a bitch had no fear. Wouldn't back down for nobody.
I heard he collected the 10 stars off any crooked lawman who crossed him.
It was a war, boy. The Lincoln County War. And Billy promised his regulators would take the life of every bastard who helped bushwhack John Tunstall.
Kid had a big chip on his shoulder and a hair-trigger temper. Made him dangerous as hell.
Silas Greaves arrived in Abilene in 1910, claiming he had ridden with Billy the Kid as a young man once upon a time in Stinking Springs. So let's get going.
It was about 30 years ago. Billy was hiding out in an abandoned farm near Stinking Springs. I threw in with the kid because the man I had sworn vengeance on was riding with Billy's enemies. But before I tell you why I want that sumbitch dead, let me tell you what happened that day. I was heading back to the hideout when suddenly I had this funny feeling.
Funny, ha-ha?
No, Steve. The other kind of funny.
Well, let's get moving. Yeah, we're 23rd of September, 1880, in Stinking Springs. Oh yeah, and by the way, this has actually quite cool physics on it. Not everything, but as you can see. Nice. So let's get moving. Ouch, see your current objective. Return to the hideout. Let's get moving.
You heard Pat. You need to stay here and keep an eye on the road.
Pat?
That's not
Like
fair.
Pat Garrett?
We're missing all the fun.
I knew those two morons would never let me through. I had no choice.
It's a little bit like an arcade shooter, but
Is he with us?
experience by killing enemies. You need it for leveling up and gaining extra abilities.
Was it Pat Garrett's posse?
Oh, yeah. I heard the shots and I knew I had to move fast.
Nice.
Garrett and his army of deputies had surrounded the entire homestead.
Yeah, this is no Red Dead Redemption, as you can see. And we ain't going to take some points by killing the horses.
Spread out, goddammit!
But Will, who the fuck is Will?
Get him from the left! Keep on shooting! Don't let him catch a breath! They're coming from the rear!
I decided to help Billy and the boys out a bit. So that's just what I did.
Boom, 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 boom.
As the governor of New Mexico was paying for the kids' apprehension,
Stay on it!
Garrett was able to hire every gun hand in Lincoln County.
Come on, you good for nothing. Kick shitting. Shit sniffing. Shit kicking. Shit sniffing. Bullshitting. Pieces of shit. Come on, you bastard. That's something I wanted to ask you.
You think you can kill me too?
Yes. Well. And this bitch. Wonderful. You just level up. Great. Gunslinger, long distance sharpshooter, and even if we can decide, iron sight slows down time. Take your time with aim. When you aim a long or one-handed weapon, you'll get a fraction of concentration like slowdown, just enough to aim perfectly. Dual wield. Well, let's get ourselves some more points. Cheap unlock. Keep it all.
Watch out!
Garrett's men were running around like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off.
Talking of chicken.
I'll flank him!
Sorry, you got a
Guess
little.
you've had enough!
Actually, not. But thank you. Actually, I can. You numbskull.
Kill him for Christ's sake!
Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna kill ya.
You can't hide forever!
Actually, I can. But I'm not going to do it.
Still, one of them reached the water tower.
Holy shit! You can avoid
Not
lethal
a
shots
bad
when your
idea.
sense of death
It would
is
be a
fully
turkey
charged.
shoot from up there.
Avoid the bolts by using A or D. Using A to dodge left, D to dodge right. Okay? Getting the fuck out of there. Getting the fuck out of the dodge. Come on, chickie. Well, you felt good. Gonna have
Luckily, these shooters Garrett hired weren't the sharpest tools in the shed.
I'm just going to make some points. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. It's definitely not worth it.
A lot of them were saddle tramps or sod busters or drunken drifters looking to make a few bucks.
Of course, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't have the idea? Who wouldn't have the idea? Well, I'm just getting money to kill the most persistent assbag in this whole fucking town. So why not just try to kill Billy the fucking kid? Yeah, I can. Softbuster.
Then, I heard a friendly voice yelling at me from the window. Back door! We'll cover you!
Stop aiming, you idiots!
Truth be told, things weren't much better behind the house. I cut their numbers in half, but I just made the ones that were left twice as mad. They made up for their lack of skill with a seemingly endless supply of ammo.
There's handshake. Just gonna check something. So, I'm back, and of course we're gonna take a fast look at what we just got there, by the way. What? Ah, yeah. Lincoln County War. Lincoln County War is often considered one of the most famous examples of range war in the history of the West. Range wars are conflicts over the control of open range or rangeland further used for cattle grazing. The disputes were usually over grazing or water rights, but in this case the fight was over the control of the dry goods trade in Lincoln County. The quarrel arose around a conflict of interest between the Donald Murphy faction and the newly arrived Englishman John Tunstall. At first they tried to use a legal system to resolve the dispute, but soon the fight devolved into a conflict between armed gangs. Murphy and Dolan had ties to outlaws like John Kinney and his gang, and Jesse Evans, whose outfit was known as the Boys. Those were responsible for the death of Tunstall, which became the central catalyst of the conflict. The other side and had the Regulators. William Bonney, also known aka Billy the Kid, rode with them, promising revenge on the men who murdered Tunstall. Both sides were sworn in different offices of the law, so technically they were all acting within the law. After the Regulators were defeated, some of the members became fugitives, and just like Billy the Kid, met untimely and violent ends. So, quite interesting, but let's get going on.
It was a bit of a slog, but I finally fought my way around the back of the house.
What's this? E4 open.
And like that, I was
You'll all be
inside.
dead, you
None the
bastards.
worse for wear.
Deader than a rat in a trap!
I passed Dirty Dave.
I'm done.
Come on, Dirty.
How about that? Huh? You like that?
Wait, what's the gun?
There!
Nicely.
And upstairs, I found Billy and Charlie Baldry.
And of course the secret. Nice. But Garrett was relentless in his pursuit of Billy the Kid and his gang. Garrett and his posse tracked them to a deserted stone farmhouse and stinking sprints surround the building. Keeping Billy company was a colorful collection of desperados. Among them were Tom Pickett, Billy Wilson, Charlie Baldry, and 30 Dave Rutherbow. Rutherbow crossed paths with such legends as Dave Mather, Bat Masterson, Wyatt Earp, and Doc Holliday, and died in rather unsavory manner as he was shot and then decapitated by a Mexican machete in 1986. We're 6 years from now. Charlie Baldry, who probably killed Buckshot Roberts in the Blazes Mill gunfight, did not survive the siege at Stinking Springs as a bullet hit him in the chest while he was passing a window. The other surrendered on the following day, December 23rd, 1880. So, actually, Baldry should be dead. Okay. After Dirty Dave hoisted the white flag, the captured criminals were transported to Santa Fe, while Billy was taken to Mesilla, where he was sentenced to death by hanging. He was then moved to Lincoln and North Montana, I don't know, to await execution. It never happened, however, as Billy pulled off a spectacular jailbreak. It's Billy, small as a whip, crack shot, and 21 killed by age 21.
Billy looked at me and said, "About time, amigo. Grab a gun and get to the window."
Wait, so you were friends with Billy the Kid?
Yep.
Yeah, sort of. Anyway, we were surrounded by dozens of deputized shooters who wanted to do us harm.
Ammunition, Peters and Son, Peters Cartridge Division, Kingsville, Ohio, USA, explosives. So everybody, I'm going to thank you for being here with me because we're running out of time. Sure. And, well, I thank you for being here with me on this wonderful path of gaming. And every one of you, do me a little favor. Keep safe, stay safe, and don't forget to stay healthy or get healthy, every one of you magnificent bastards. And I thank you for being here again with me. Do me a little favor, every one of you, another one to be honest. Like, subscribe, and comment, of course. And if you don't do that, please, every one of you, put your right fist up and bump it down and keep on ripping. Thank you for being here with me on this little excursion, and next we see each other next time back. Thank you and goodbye.